0 days, you guys. 0 days without drama in the WNBA. What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita, and welcome to the Courtside Club. Today, as you can see, I'm on the road. I'm actually in New York City, and I just finished up with a very, very fun shoot. I'm so excited for you guys to see this one. I filmed the series 1 Fan versus 10 Haters that runs on House of Highlights. I was the fan. I got to debate 10 haters today, and we debated about one specific basketball player. I won't tell you who it is, but maybe you guys could figure it out. But that episode will drop in January, and it's honestly perfect timing with all of this stuff that is currently exploding online around the WNBA. But anyway, as I get in my Uber and I'm going back to my hotel, I see that WNBA Twitter is just going nuts. And I'm like, what is burning down now? And it seems to be based off the Time magazine article where A'ja Wilson was crowned Athlete of the Year. Now, when I initially saw this, and actually somebody at the shoot showed me, they're like, look, A'ja just won Athlete of the Year. My first reaction was, that's incredible. Congratulations to A'ja. She had an incredible season. The Aces won the finals once again. A'ja is now a 3-time WNBA MVP. Like, she has been on an absolute tear. I believe she is the most dominant player in the WNBA. So my first reaction was, that's a great honor. Congratulations to A'ja. But I'm like, what is all this ruckus about? So then we dive deep into it, and it seems like there's some paragraphs from this article that put down Caitlin Clark in order to prop up A'ja, which is crazy because if you guys remember, Caitlin Clark was Time's Sportsperson of the Year just last year. So I haven't actually gone into detail reading these. I wanted to live react to them with you. This video might be a little rambly, a little ranty, but let's jump right in. So these are the screenshots that are going viral. Her rocket ship run comes at an opportune time. In 2024, Caitlin Clark's rookie season helped the WNBA hit milestone TV and attendance figures, but Clark's emergence created a toxic, racially divisive narrative that she was almost singularly responsible for salvaging a league whose foundation had been built by mostly Black player base. I'm going to stop right there because, like I said, Caitlin Clark was Time Sportsperson of the Year last year. And in that article, she was asked multiple times about these narratives around Caitlin and the racial divide that happens in America, and specifically around women's basketball. It has gotten so insane, and she has denounced it so many times. She said it in the Times article that she doesn't want her name to be used for these different negative and divisive things that it's used for. And the fact that Time magazine named her Sportsperson of the Year in 2024, and then in 2025 turn around and put something like this in an article, by the way, you guys, that is supposed to prop up A'ja. This is A'ja's moment to shine. Try not to talk about Caitlin Clark, level impossible. This is A'ja's time to shine. Why are we even bringing this up? Why are we bringing up the toxic, racially divisive narrative around Caitlin Clark that she had nothing to do with? She had nothing to do with, and for the most part, it's the media. And also this part, you guys, I'm seeing that this is going viral. It doesn't look like A'ja says anything negative about Caitlin Clark. This just seems to be some sort of narrative or agenda that this journalist just has to put in this article, which again is taking spotlight away from A'ja when this should be A'ja's day to shine. Anyway, I'm going to continue. The storyline bothered Wilson, who in 2024 earned her 3rd WNBA MVP award and her 2nd Olympic gold medal in Paris, where she was named tournament MVP. It wasn't a hit at me because I'm going to do me regardless. She says, I'm going to win this MVP. I'll win a gold medal. Y'all can shake my resume. It was more so, let's not lose the recipe. Let's not lose the history. It was erased for a minute. And I don't like that because we have tons of women that have been through the grimiest of grimy things to get the league to where it is today. And this is also a problem that I have with WNBA media, with WNBA anything. It's very strange that we can't just talk about things without saying, oh, but all these women who came before, or we talk about this player, but then we also have to mention a million other players who came before and helped build the league. Like, at what point can we just talk about what is in front of us? For example, when we're talking about Caitlin and the Caitlin Clark effect, or what she does on the court, or how she plays basketball, or how she elevated the sport, how she elevated the WNBA, we don't have to say Caitlin elevated the WNBA and she has been the main reason for the rise in women's basketball. We don't have to also say, but you can't forget about Lisa Leslie and Cheryl Miller and Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird. And we don't have to mention them in the same breath. It's really okay to give people props and keep it pushing. None of us, by not always mentioning everybody else who came before Caitlin, is immediately disrespecting them, or not, what's the word I'm trying to say, like not recognizing that yes, they did come before, and yes, they were incredible basketball players, and they didn't have the fame and the notoriety, but it's the same sort of thing. Like when we talk about Michael Jordan, we don't have to be like, but don't forget about Pete Maravich, he really paved the way, or don't forget about Larry Bird, he really paved the way, or don't forget about Magic Johnson. Like, no, we can talk about LeBron and his greatness and how he's been playing 41 seasons and how he continues to do inhuman things without saying, but you can't forget about Magic Johnson. He was the first Laker. Like, it's just very weird in all of the WNBA media space that it just doesn't make sense. I just think it's strange. I think it's strange. I don't think it always has to be brought up. And I hate that this reporter is trying to bait Asia into talking about it once again. It just seems weird. And there's more. The 2025 WNBA campaign provided a measure of vindication for many players. Despite Clark's missing most of the season with an injury, something Wilson, to be clear, did not cheer. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. Why? To be clear, did not cheer? Who was cheering for her to be injured? Who was cheering for her to be injured? Why did they have to make that clear that Asia didn't cheer? That's crazy. Has this journalist ever watched a single game of basketball? Who's cheering for injuries? But just had to make that clear. She's not cheering for it. Oh my gosh. Viewership for both the regular season and postseason was up 5% to 6% on a per game average across ESPN networks. Sometimes you need a proof in the pudding, said Wilson. The biggest thing for us and why I was so happy is that we continue to rise to the occasion. This was just a matter of time for us to really bloom and blossom because we have been invested in each other and our craft for a very long time. It was just like they're going to pay attention. And she's right here. For the 2024 and 2025 season, it is the first time where so many people are paying attention. And I'm sure some of the veterans in the WNBA feel like finally we have a lot of eyeballs on us. But the craziest thing is that they're saying that viewership was up 5 to 6%, which, by the way, you guys, it dropped significantly. When Caitlin Clark first got injured, it dropped by like 50% across the league. Okay. That's when she first got injured. And then we know the breadcrumbing that happened throughout the rest of the season when we didn't know if she was coming back from injury. And you still saw the attendance because she was coming out pre-game to sign autographs for 2 hours before the games. Like, people were coming in attendance in Caitlin Clark jerseys just to be able to interact with her, see her on the bench. Anyway, that's in the weeds. To say that you needed her to be out of the league or to be injured, am I missing something? Like, what am I missing here? Why is this being brought up? This is crazy. This is crazy because it's not just celebrating the league. It's celebrating the league by putting down the player who propped up the league. Yes, the WNBA was growing. The WNBA was growing like this. And then when Caitlin Clark came, it went straight to the moon. They had viewership that they had never seen before. They had attendance that they had never seen before. The Indiana Fever are moving arenas when they go travel to these different cities. It's because of one player. It's because of one player. We should be able to say that, admit it. It's fine. Admit it, prop her up. You didn't even have to mention Caitlin in this interview. They didn't have to write her name once. Asia Wilson won Athlete of the Year. Like, I would kind of be annoyed if I was Asia because I'm like, what's this whole thing about Caitlin? Caitlin Clark is currently trending on Twitter because of this kind of stuff actually makes me so angry because this is the reason that the WNBA isn't able to grow to the level that they should be able to grow to because of this boom. No other sport has seen a boom like this in recent history. We are getting this crazy boom, this crazy engagement, viewership, attendance, jersey sales, all-star, chartered flights, like the list goes on and on. I don't have to go over it with you guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. And we have to try to put down the player who did that. This is so ranty and rambly, but I'm annoyed. Why are you doing on Time Magazine? What are you doing? Honestly, those are the two clips that I wanted to go over. I need to dive into this article. And if you guys want, I can do a deeper dive into the article and actually talk about Asia, but these narratives have to stop. I wish with all of this that we could just be celebrating Asia for winning Athlete of the Year. She has been one of the most dominant WNBA players that we have seen in recent history. And she has the chance to break so many records on the streak that she's going. She has a chance to win more rings. She has a chance to win more MVPs. She has a chance to win Defensive Player of the Year. She's a very good defender as well. She's a great talent and a great athlete. And I wish that we would focus on that instead of focusing on all of this extra stuff. Like, let Fox News and CNN and whatever political outlet, let them handle this crap that literally does nothing to move the game forward. The last thing I want to say, when Caitlin Clark was Time Sports Person of the Year last year, you guys remember the firestorm around that. And again, it seems like she can't say anything right that's going to please everyone, no matter if she denounces the narratives that are circling around her name, whether she props up players who have come before her, because she has done that on countless of occasions publicly. So many times she has done that. She can never win. And when she was on the cover, I remember a WNBA owner saying, well, why couldn't you put the entire WNBA on the cover? And I would like to see if that same owner says the same thing about Asia, because it was ludicrous when she said it about Caitlin. It would also be ludicrous if she says it about Asia, but I have a feeling that she wouldn't say it about Asia because Asia has been in the league. Regardless, though, this is crazy. I'm left speechless once again. I wouldn't imagine in the year of 2025, they're in these CBA negotiations, all of these things, that it would still be, we still wouldn't be able to admit, accept, and celebrate all of the amazing things that Caitlin has brought to the game. And at the same time, just don't tear her down. You don't even have to celebrate her. Just stop tearing her down, media. Why? What's the reason? Yeah, that's all I've got, you guys. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Radmiss is starting very soon. Stay tuned for that. I'll have a vlog coming to you guys from New York. Stay tuned for that. It's a lot more fun. No drama involved in that. But you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Ooh,